Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at a trade that we actually missed this morning. We only took about $20 off this trade on gold, but we'll go through what we actually looked at in the morning session for the US session on futures trading for gold. We did have a move lower in the morning, I would say right at that US Open. You could see we had a strong level of resistance between about 56.50 to 57, right around this area right here where this first arrow is going to be. And from there we started to create lower highs and lower lows. You can see our second level of a peak is going to be lower than this one here, and our third peak is going to be lower than that second level. And from there it starts to rally itself down into a strong level of support. We create an actual trend line where you see it actually respects those levels, and once it starts to break the structure is when we're actually looking for an attempt to fade this thing back up. So you can see the trend line is broken and it tries to break that level of support once and then tries it again on a second attempt. And this is what we use usually, or take a look at usually, to see when the actual structure is being broken and we could pull back into our resistances above. So we do hold that twice, and then once we hold that second bounce, it pushes up into the first area of resistance. And for me, I was actually looking for a breakout, so I entered in right around 48.3 and exited at about 48.5, so only about $20 off on gold, just because the move didn't happen as quick as I was expecting it to. But as soon as I exited the trade is when the actual trade decided to want to go up into our next resistance levels. So you can see we break this peak right here or this prior resistance, and we shoot to our next level of resistance, break up above that, and then so on and so forth. We have levels of resistance above between about 54.55 would be our next target. So you can see the market comes down right into maybe about 53.75, stalls out at that area and pulls itself back, but it pulls itself back to a prior level of resistance and it creates a support right at that level. When we see that happening, that's a good opportunity, maybe on about 2 or 3 rotations, to look to take a long opportunity into our next resistance area, which is about maybe 54. But once we exited this trade, I actually had to go somewhere, so I stopped trading for the morning. But that was our trade on gold, about $20 this morning. Not everything's a big move or big money, but just wanted to show you guys and be transparent with my trades. I do take some trades, some of them don't work out, and you guys will see as I put up these videos, trades that actually work out and are profitable trades, and trades that we lose money on. But I usually try to cut my losers short and let my winners run for the most part. Breakouts, I don't necessarily like to take them as the first trades in the morning just because they're a little bit more riskier. You need a lot of momentum to push through resistance areas, but we did attempt to try to take one this morning, and because it didn't move fast enough, we just kind of exited with some profit. But this thing starts to go up pretty high from here. You see the levels actually hold as support right here, and we push up into our resistance at 54.55. And usually what you want to see when you hit a level of resistance is a pullback, and that pullback, one of two areas that it could stop is a prior peak or a prior valley, which is like a impulse level that creates a structure level of support. So ideally, if you're going to let this pull back and create a level of support, you want to look at maybe about 53 to about 52 to hold as some support. And if it can hold that level as support, just like kind of right in here where it comes down to about 53.25, close to about 52-ish, and then it bounces right back up, that's what you want to see. If it creates this support after it pulls back up like this, good opportunities of a move to go higher into our next resistances. And if you scroll this out just a little bit, you can see our next target area is probably going to be about 56 again, and then above that's going to be about 57, and so on and so forth. 59, 60, 61 would be our next levels of resistance above. And just watching this as you see that structure play out, you can see that the market really respects those levels and gives you a lot of opportunity to actually capture some trades off support. So about 53, 54, when you get these rotations, you could look for a long up into about 57. 3 points on gold would be about $300 on one specific lot. So depending on how you want to go about it, but you could see that that market really goes up really high into our next levels of resistance. But again, just being transparent with the trades, this morning on our gold trade really didn't get too much. $20 was max that we got this morning, and we stopped trading from there. But yep, that was what we were looking for: a break of structure, breakout trade, and that's our results for the morning.